Hello guys, it's Good replying to some more comments today. The first comment is from NeonNautilus and it says, "That was a giant rodent dog. Do I detect a lucrative career in pest control in your future? More than semicolon." Have I been saying less when it's more? I could have been saying less when it's more. I don't remember. If I've been saying less when it's more, then I'm sorry, but this is clearly more than semicolon, not less than semicolon. What the hell is wrong with me? What does lucrative mean, by the way? Let's look this up. Lucrative. Lucrative, producing a great deal of profit. So, profitable. Alright. How about lucrative career, specifically? I don't know how to pronounce career, so I'm mispronouncing it like crazy. I guess it's nothing special. Yeah, so a profitable career. Career. Well, what are you saying, NeonNautilus? What are you saying? How could there be money in killing pests? I mean, yeah, it's not a very good job. Probably. Not a very fun one. But I definitely wouldn't call it profitable. I mean, you can earn money that way. But I would not comment on the amounts you can earn. Pretty sure it's not that good. Then again, what do I know? It could be, actually, that people get paid a lot for this weird job. I guess it also depends on what kind of country you're in. I wouldn't put my country as such where that would be a job that would be greatly paid for. Maybe, you know, in America or something you could make a career out of this, but here, nah. Seriously doubt it. But yes, that was a giant rodent dog. I told you. And you saw it. For interest's sake, let's see what does more than semicolon mean as well. Because it did not match any documents. It must be NeonNautilus original. Alright. For all the things I say about emoticons and whatever, I don't actually know what most of them mean. Setas says, "I would like to suggest a few more games. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Gothic 1 and 2, Jade Empire, Mafia, that's probably it, City of Lost Heaven, Sleeping Dogs, Tomb Raider and Prince of Persia series." It's two separate, I assume. Not in the same one. Divinity Original Sin. Warning. Baldur's Gate and Gothic games are extremely hard. In my opinion, they are as hard, or even harder, than Dark Souls. So let's cover the last statement first, and then I'll talk about the games. I mean, which Dark Souls are you referring to? Are you referring to Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2? I don't actually find either of these particularly hard, so to speak. Like, Dark Souls 1 definitely was not a hard game. You can say what you want, but I breezed through it. I can't think of any area where I felt stuck in that game. When I think back, I don't think I had to put a music soundtrack under a single boss in that entire game. I only had to do that in Dark Souls 2. And that happens when I die on a boss so many times that, you know, I stop commentating because there's no point. I'm not gonna be putting every single attempt into the video anyway with my commentary, because it's like 40 attempts. There's no need for 40 attempts. I think just a few, and then, you know, maybe a few near the end is enough. Unless I want to make a point. I think there was only one exception to this in the entirety of all Dark Souls games. That was the Sentinels in Dark Souls 2, where I actually commentated through pretty much all attempts. All of them. I still made a death montage in between, but it took 3 sessions. 3 sessions to get through that single boss, so yeah. I ended up commentating. And from what I remember, I didn't have to do that at all in Dark Souls 1. And let's be honest, I was playing it with a mouse and keyboard as well without locking on. And I pretty much spec'd exactly the same way as in Dark Souls 2, wherein I would just put points into DPS stats first, then defensive stats. And I still faced pretty much, I wouldn't say no challenge, but most of the encounters were definitely on the average at most. One encounter that was terrible was Capra Demon, but that's because it was Dark Souls 2-esque, with it's like, let's put some dogs and a boss in a tiny room. Yeah, that's very smart. But beside that single thing, I don't recall ever being in great peril. Oh no, this is so hard, I will never beat it. So I don't think Dark Souls was hard. Now Dark Souls 2 I still don't think is hard. But this is more of an opinion than something I can verify, because I am playing Dark Souls 2 like a madman. I'm playing it without locking on, and without using human effigies, and still with mouse and keyboard, and I don't even put points into life until episode like 40 or whatever, so I don't know. It sounds pretty crazy to me. And even so, I've been able to make some decent progress. You have to agree that my progress, despite the deaths, has been pretty amountable. Let's put it that way. I have a feeling that if I played it properly, and I knew in general what the bosses did, like I knew all the game mechanics properly, I think I would not have had like any issues at all. Playing would be blazing through. But what fun would that be to play and watch? I've said it before. A game has to be good. How can it be good if it's face roll or easy? So with that in mind, I certainly have nothing against difficulty. Regardless, I don't care. I did play Dark Souls in the first place because people said it was a hard game and I wanted to see for myself. And I saw for myself that it wasn't a hard game. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't what I would call hard. You know what's hard? Osu is hard. That is a hard game. It's just clicking buttons. But it's not just clicking buttons randomly. That's some serious determination and training and frustrations and everything. That's hard. This is just whatever. Even if it would be hard, that would not be an issue. If anything, that just makes it more fun, right? Right? That's a good thing. So it's not a warning, man. You should say, it's more like a suggestion. Right? You should play these games. They're hard. Extremely hard. Like a rock. Stone or something. Okay, let's cover the games now one by one, and as to whether I want to play them, etc. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and whatever. If there's more, I don't know. I actually have not played Baldur's Gate or seen Baldur's Gate played. With one exception. There is one exception. And now I will give you a warning about what I'm about to show you. That what I'm about to show you is hands down the worst of LPing that you will ever witness in the universe. This will be the worst. What I'm about to talk and show you. So, if you feel that you do not want your dreams of life shattered, you best be skipping until we be talking about Gothic. Right? So I saw just one thing about Baldur's Gate, and that was a video. And I have this video in one of my playlists. It's a private playlist, so don't start looking for it. It's on one of my private playlists called Stuff, where I keep all kinds of stuff that is awesome, cool, or amazing, or just pretty much anything. For example, the very first video it is Erotic Bar Chill Out Lounge. I'm not gonna tell you why it's there. I think you can figure that out by yourself. The second video, pretty much the same thing. The third video, it's Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2 Part 1 The Blind by Arthur Costa, who was before called, I believe, Hentai something. Now before you go and start saying stupid shit like, you look for hentai on YouTube. Yes, I did, but that was a long time ago. More importantly, I found this guy not by looking for hentai, but by actually uploading an OSU video which had hentai in its title. It was the difficulty name. The difficulty was, you know, hentai in brackets or whatever you call those. And that video got over 1,000 views in a day or two. I was like, what? I guess the anime, the fact that it was obviously an anime opening or something, so it had an anime chick thumbnail, because obviously they were in the opening, so one part of it was in the thumbnail, naturally. I can find it too, why not? I'll find that too. Where is it? There. I have a new project featuring Sakura and Inoue Miyu. Chotsu koi shite naisho mya. Fuck this Japanese language. Those aren't words in Japanese language that I know, besides the fact that she wants her to be loved or something. So yeah, it has hentai, and it has 1,425 views. It was uploaded 2 years ago. It had pretty much the same amount of views 2 years ago. And obviously, if you look for hentai, when it was uploaded, it was at the top of the list if you sorted by upload date on those dates. So I wanted to confirm this because I thought maybe that's the case. So I typed in hentai, I searched, I sorted by upload date, and I found it. It was there on the first page, sitting there. So like, oh, huh. Well, that explains everything. But then as I was, you know, looking for it, I noticed another video, and it was this Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2 Part 1 Blind. And that guy had a channel named Hentai something, so it was picked up. And I looked at this video, and this is the worst no, not even the worst Baldur's Gate, it's the worst LP ever. Like, if you can watch through this and not feel like bad, you are a strong man. I watched through entirety of this from start to finish, the one episode. The one episode. Do not watch the entire thing. That is not recommended even by me. But one episode, you can try. You can try and see how far you get. Do not skip anything. Just keep watching the entire 38 minutes. This is a challenge for you people. I'm not sure you'll be able to do it. Trust me, it's harder than it seems, and it's an experience that is an experience, really. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. And if you do manage to watch through, tell me, I will add you to the list of people who have managed to watch through it. So far there's 2. Me and Marina. Yes, that's it. That's 2 people. It has 1,404 views, but trust me, those are all hentai searchers, and they did not stay. We can take a look at the statistics, maybe. Unfortunately, it most likely doesn't show. I actually gained most of it in the year between January 2013 and 14. That's very strange. Right, so I'm definitely gonna put the link in the description and put an annotation somewhere. Be careful though, be careful. This is some serious shit, like, it could cost you your life. But beside that, I have not actually seen anything or played anything of that. And to be honest, I did I want to try these out. I know they're very old RPGs, that's all I know about them. I don't know how they played or how they go at all. And since you say that they're extremely hard, I'm definitely gonna put them on the list of things I will be doing at some point in the future, assuming I don't forget. Yes, very convoluted title of a list, but that's how it is. So, yeah, eventually I will get to it. I want to first at least finish Dark Souls 2, and then at least get a good amount of Witcher 2 done, because Witcher 3 is coming up soon-ish. And do a little bit of Morrowind as well. Let's not forget that's a thing I do occasionally on this channel. Not always though. I always said it was more of a filler thing for me that I would do when I'm really on a slump on the other games or something. But recently I've been really pumped to finish Dark Souls 2, so I've been doing just that. To give you a point of reference of how well I'm doing there, I am uploading episode 49 as we speak to YouTube. It's not gonna come out anytime soon because it's coming out every 2 days. I like to space them out. If I see that I can release more, obviously I might consider releasing more, but for now it's gonna be one every 2 days. And yeah, I mean, the episode you've commented on is, I believe, 38. I've gone far and beyond of where I am. Okay, massive digressions. Enough of massive digressions. Let's move on to the next set of games. Gothic 1 and 2. I have actually tried out Gothic 2. And I'll be honest, I didn't like it. It seems on surface like a normal action RPG or whatever, but the controls are so damn terrible. Like the turning, the moving, oof. I tried, but I couldn't get used to it at all, so I never really got off with the Gothic games. That's their weakest point by far, I believe. Because I've heard that they are very good games, but if you make an action game, the controls have to be near perfect. If you don't do the controls right, it's not an action game anymore. And if it's not an action game, but it's an action game, then what really is it? Nothing. So, yeah. I really doubt I will play Gothic, just because of the control issue. I found that severely lacking. If it wasn't for that, I definitely would have probably already played it on my channel, but that pretty much just shut me off from that. Jade Empire. I haven't even heard of this game. Probably actually have heard of it, but like just the name. So let's Google it up. Let's see what it is. Jade Empire. Oh, it's an action role-playing by BioWare. Okay. Well, I will investigate this game as well as other games. It does seem, if it's an action RPG, then that's good. But the question is, it's released on Xbox. Is it released on PC? Yeah, 2K Games PC. Alright. It's important to know that I do not own any consoles whatsoever. The only consoles I've ever used were PlayStation 1 and 2, and some of the really old ones before that. I was really little. And I used those in the places I talked about before, where you could just go play with them. You know, the cheat thing. That's the only time I actually used a console. I have not even seen a PlayStation 3 on an Xbox 360. I don't even know how they look. Quite literally. And they're not even the latest consoles, because Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are the latest consoles. So, yeah, that's something I've not been at all. But, yeah, this is on Windows, so I will consider it. I don't think I have it on the... Oh, I do. I have it on my list of games. When I started this channel, I thought I need to make a list of games that I'm gonna play through eventually. And this list wasn't, how to put it, definitive or anything. It's just some games I looked through from a list of games, all of them, and thought, this looks cool. And I put it here, and it is here, Jade Empire. Speaking of that, there's also Prince of Persia and Mafia, the Lost City of Lost Heaven in there. So, yeah, Mafia, City of Lost Heaven, I wanted to play that, definitely. I've never played it. Once again, I don't know what kind of game it is at all, but it has Mafia, and it has to be decent, right? And Prince of Persia, while we're at it, yes, I also wanted to play that, and it was actually going to be the next game I was gonna play after Witcher. But then Dark Souls came in, and I decided to play Dark Souls instead. It's pretty funny. That was 2 years ago, of course, a long time. And after that, I kind of just never really came back to it. Mostly because The Witcher kind of ended up taking an entire year to finish, because I made a lot of breaks in there. And so I wanted to get going with Witcher 2. But this also isn't getting finished really fast, so that's also gonna take forever. But we'll see. Maybe things will start picking up sooner or later with this. Feel like I can do some serious recording now. Not that I'm gonna finish any games or start anytime soon, but yeah, I have a list. There are games, and Prince of Persia, Jade Empire, and Mafia are definite, and now, yes, I'll add Baldur's Gate 2. Okay, the last three, Sleeping Dogs, Tomb Raider, and Divinity Original Sin. Now, Divinity Original Sin and Sleeping Dogs are pretty new games. They're within like 1 or 2 years. Divinity is actually of this year. It was released recently, from what I know. And Sleeping Dog was last year. And there were some recent Tomb Raiders as well. I don't know why. Like, the Sleeping Dogs, just... the name, for some reason, just... I can't even watch it. I can't even watch people play it because... I think it's just Sleeping Dogs. What the fuck what even is that, really? That's a very petty reason. I know, it's not that. Just, I don't know why, but the Sleeping Dogs really didn't appeal for me. I'm more of a fantasy games player. You know, fantasy? With magic and shit? That's what I like. Sleeping Dogs is more set in real life setting. I think that's one of the main reasons it's kind of not been on my radar. And before you say, oh, but Mafia is probably also like that, but I don't know. It has Mafia in its name, right? So it has to be good, right? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't think I'll be playing Sleeping Dog just based on the fact that it's a very recent game. If I were to play it, it'd probably be at the bottom of my list. Like, I want to play through many other games, including the ones I just covered before I would even tackle it, so that's pretty much why not. Divinity Original Sin, I haven't actually read about it much. I think Divinity is some kind of series of either RPGs or whatever, but really I've not seen or played anything of that series. And I have a tendency to start series at the start, you know, so that's why I really wasn't looking into it. I don't know if it's a good game, but once again, since it's so new, most likely, just like Sleeping Dogs, it would be at the very bottom of my list if I were to play it. Then we have Tomb Raider. Now the question is if you mean Tomb Raider the old version or the new version. Because the new version, once again, same thing as with Sleeping Dogs and Divinity. Whereas the old version, I have actually played some of its old version on PlayStation. Long time ago. I don't remember any of it. There was this level at the start where you just slide down or something. That's all I remember, just sliding down, and then you could like jump up somewhere in between the sliding down or something. I don't remember. It's so long ago. It's so long ago. But I didn't even consider it because I thought of it as a PlayStation game. Is Tomb Raider a PC game? Probably, let's be honest. Tomb Raider. Right, video games, video games, video games. I have seen the films. Yeah, it's released on PC. So, I guess I'll consider it. Once again, the old games. I don't know if you mean the new ones or the old ones, so... The same thing with Prince of Persia. When I was talking about the old games. So, if you mean the old games, then yeah, I'll probably pick them up at some point. But the new games, probably not. And that's all of the games. Oh, yeah. Alright. If you think of something else, feel free to suggest more. I will say what I think. I think I had a few of them listed in my About page, but I probably moved it because they started limiting the length too much and I couldn't actually put any more in the list there. Yeah, there's current, ongoing, hiatus, complete, dropped. There used to be planning to do, but I removed that. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, those games I will play. I don't know when exactly. I definitely want to finish Dark Souls 2 first. And I most definitely want to at least get through a large portion of Witcher 2. Those are the two things I'm going to be doing in the nearby future. After that, I'm not sure when I'll finish these games or get through enough. I will consider picking something else up to mix it up a little bit. Pretty much that. And the games I mentioned are most likely going to be among the games that I will be picking from. Also, I hope that this kind of gives you a better understanding of what kind of games I'd like. You know, like Prince of Persia, the old ones. I remember seeing my cousin play it. Like on their PC. This was a long time ago as well. Back then I didn't even have a PC. They had a PC. We were visiting for a short time or something and I saw them play. It was pretty cool. Jumping around and shit. Alright, and the final comment is from NeonNautilus again. Nothing like some fresh-ish bacon to start off the next leg of your adventure. I like Tseldora. It's kind of pretty, I think, and filled with spiders. Blackheart. There should be a bonfire in that campsite area, though, in one of the tents. If you hadn't already found it, of course. Right, so first of all, yes, I have found the bonfire. I will start the next video at that bonfire, actually. I did it off screen while I was just running around farming or trying to find a good way to basically skip all the trash mobs. I did a few times off screen as usual. The rest will be in the video. It's at the very start. I'll cover it. You will see, I'm sure. But yes, I found it. It was in one of the tents I didn't check when I was going through. Because I didn't think they would put a bonfire in a tent. Like, why would you do that? Who puts a bonfire in a tent? You're supposed to do that outside the tent. Because if you put it in the tent, it's gonna set the tent on fire. I mean, to their defense, the bonfire was actually not burning when I found it. Obviously. But that's no excuse. Like, what happened there? Did they, like, build a bonfire, wait until it burned out, then build a tent around it so that it wouldn't burn? Like, that's just stupid. These farmers are stupid and crazy, I'm telling you. Regarding the bacon, it's not fresh, obviously. I mean, they respawn every time you sit at a bonfire, so clearly they must be of undead nature. So that must be actually zombie meat. But fear not, zombie meat can taste relatively well if you get used to it. I've eaten these chips that taste exactly like zombie meat, and yeah, they're eatable after you've eaten them a few times and get used to it. I mean, I don't know if they taste like zombie meat, but if I were to guess how zombie meat tastes, that would be the taste I would pick, like those chips. So, exact zombie meat taste. Yeah. I like the crystal caves too. I mean, there's barely any crystals there actually, so I don't know why I call it the crystal caves, but it's the crystal caves. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm not gonna call it Tseldora. That sounds silly. Crystal caves sound much better and prettier. So it's a win-win. It's crystal caves. And yes, it's filled with spiders. I know. I've been there. Shot them a couple times. Didn't like it. I really lost my cool when I first entered it. It was one of my worst performances in this game, actually. Any game, probably. I would be almost ashamed to show this. If it wasn't hilarious, obviously. Anyway. That's borderline spoilers. What I just said, obviously. You're fine. Saying that something's filled with spiders is not a spoiler. I mean, we saw the spider horde. It's not that far of a stretch to imagine that there's more spiders coming up. So I'm watching them. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just joking. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go edit this up and upload it so you can watch it. See you laters.